Well, welcome to this video. And because I got asked about scratch building, I think it's important that we talk about tools that you're going to need. Now, there's a difference between tools you need and tools that you would like to have and tools that are convenient. So, if any of you have watched the channel before, you know that I have a laser cutter and I have 3D printers. Those are tools that are really convenient or nice to have. Not a necessity to scratch build. I did a lot of scratch building long before I had a laser and 3D printers. What those two tools do allow me to do is, one, a laser cutter allows me to cut things quickly and rapidly. So a project like the building over here at the Frey House might typically take me, just to cut out that mock-out over there, might take me a couple hours. Where on the laser, it takes me 10 minutes, 20 minutes, depending on how big it is. So that's a convenient tool. It's not something you need to have. The 3D printers are the same way. They just allow me to scratch or to build up a detailed part that I want, so I'm not having to run out to the store, or if it doesn't exist, I have to create something else. So it's just a convenient tool. It's not a necessity. Tools that you need to have. Number one tools, a ruler and an Exacto. And along with that comes Exacto blades. Those are not expensive tools. A metal ruler might be, I don't know, last time I bought 5 of them, it cost me like 15 bucks for 5 of them. Something like that, you know. Wasn't that bad at all. Exacto blade handles, you know, get as fancy as you want to or as simple as you want to. Exacto blades, I buy these from Amazon. They're, I can get them 100 packs, 200 packs, and 500 packs. I think the 500 packs are like 20 bucks. You know, it's reasonable. And I simply buy a mess of those, so I have them so that when I need to do some type of cutting, I can get a fresh blade and go on my way and don't have to worry about it. Other tools that you're going to want, squares. This is a drafter square, which I do use a lot to mark my material. I also use a metal square, and I use that for cutting. So I'll use this to maybe mark my square out, and then use my metal one to guide my Exacto blades or my straight razor blades, or safety razor blades, I think they call them, just so I can guide it down there and I know it's gonna, and I don't have to worry about cutting the plastic. So I use both of them. Other tools that you have to have, clamps. You need clamps. There's no way to get around them. Now, the next one is, I used to say that it was a nice to have. Now I stand back and go, you know what? It's a necessity. 1, 2, 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3 blocks are absolutely fantastic. I like the solid ones the best. The hold ones are for machining type work, and you can screw a couple blocks together and form different shapes and stack them up and things like that. I don't do them too much like that. Predominantly what I use them for is I set up my building walls and I get them straight up and down parallel, and then I simply use magnets, rare earth magnets, and I stick them on there, and that holds the wall in place. I can glue it and I'm done. It's plumb, straight, and square. I don't even have to think about it. That's what these are for, to make things plumb, straight, and square. So they're fantastic, and you can get these from Amazon. You get 2 of them for like 25 bucks. Okay? An inexpensive tool that's going to make your building experience much better. Can't say enough about it. Next thing you're going to need, probably a pin vise. Now, these pin vises are not that expensive. They're like 12 bucks or something like that. And you need the bits to go with them. And I'm going to be honest with you, I buy the cheapest bits possible, although I have bought more expensive ones. You know what happens to all of them? They break. That's just part of life. And so I usually have quite a few sets of these. They're all sitting. Now, this is a really nice pin vise, and I've used this for years. But recently I ran into somebody that showed me these pin vises. These are from Starrett. These are a little more expensive. They're about 70 bucks for this set. But this set is absolutely fantastic, and I'm going to bring it up closer here so you can see it. These are fantastic. And when I want to do some really smooth detail work and make sure that it holds that bit in place, these are hard to beat. But they're not a necessity. This will do the same job as this. This just is much more easier and handier to have. You don't have to spend the 80 bucks to buy those expensive ones. I buy them because I can. Next things that I buy that I would say are a necessity: files, sanding sticks, and emery boards. These are absolutely invaluable when you're scratch building. You need to remove just a little bit of material. I grab my emery stick and I smooth it out. A file, I need to make a hole a little bigger, or a sanding stick to do the exact same thing, or to square something up, or something of that nature. These are invaluable. None of these are expensive. These I got from Amazon. These sanding sticks, I don't know, this package, I think I bought 3 packages for 12 bucks, something like that. Nothing expensive. And frankly, the 3 packages have lasted me well over 3 or 4 years, so they're not that expensive. Emery boards, I just simply go down to the nearest drugstore and buy a couple of them. They're only a few dollars. Actually, you can buy these on Amazon, and I think they're even cheaper. Files, you know, everybody knows where to get files. They're easy enough to get. Simple enough. I like having. Those are tools that you need to have to scratch build. That's it. That's all you need are those tools. I built a lot of buildings with those tools alone. Additional things that I do find handy. These tweezers are invaluable. I would need to move a small part into a spot. I need to drop it on here. Really nice tweezers. And you can get these on Amazon. They're not that expensive. I think I paid 20 bucks for this set of 7 or so. Absolutely fantastic. Love them. They're not that expensive. A Machinist Square. I like these, and I can get these also for, I think I bought 3 or 4 of them for a very reasonable price, less than 30 bucks. Really handy for getting things square and straight. So between my 1, 2, 3 blocks and these, if I need to push something up, I can hold it up into there, get it all lined up and squared. So they sit up independently by themselves, just like this. So they're nice from that purpose. They're not like a square, like the metal square, where you know you're not going to set them flat like this, because it's not going to sit flat because of the ledge down here that holds it up. But it is handy for getting things square and plumb. So if I'm working on a porch and I need to make sure that that post is sitting straight up and down, 2 of these is absolutely valuable. Other things that you might use, this is a pair of nippers for doing square corners and cutting out windows. You drill a hole and you just go in there and you nip the product out until you go through them. Nice, convenient, handy tool. This tool I used for a lot of years until I got the laser. The laser has replaced this tool for doing a lot of my windows and door inside cuts. Additional things. This is nothing more than just an aluminum L bracket that I use to push things up straight and square along with different things. And you know, they're nice, they're square. These ones, the magnets won't stick to them. So if I want to clamp something with the clamps, I can use, I can use a set of these and a clamp, and I can clamp them together and hold it in place. Really handy for that stamp. They're lightweight, so that if I want to set them up and clamp them, I can do that. Works really well. Very, very handy piece. A micrometer. Now, these are a little more expensive, but they're not a necessity, and you're not going to use them all the time. But because I hand lay a lot of my track, all my turnouts are all hand laid, I use this a lot of times for doing that kind of stuff, and for determining brass wire sizes, or figuring how thick of a piece of material is when I'm trying to figure out scales and things like that. Very, very handy. I got this from Home Depot or Lowe's, one of those two. I don't know which one, but you know, I don't think I paid more than $30 for them. and this is an electronic one, and it does, because I work in metric as well as imperial measurements, it does inches, fractions of inches, and it does millimeters, which I use all of them. So very, very handy. The other thing is, this is it's like a pin vise, but it goes into my hand drill. And if I want to do some small holes and I want to do a series of them, or I want something really handy, it will also fit in I've got Dremel ones that'll fit in my Dremel as well. And Dremel is another tool. These are nice to have tools. You don't need them. They're not required. They're not necessary to do any of the scratch building. So I hope that helps you with tools that you'll need as we go forward on this and you're interested in doing this type of stuff. Oh, I forgot a very important tool. These are steel brushes, and I get brass brushes. And I get these from Amazon. I get a package of about 12 of them for $20 or whatever it is. I don't know. They're dirt cheap. And this is for you know, roughing up my wood and different things like that. Inexpensive, easy product. Not necessary, but I find it extremely handy for as cheap as they are. So that's what I have for tools. I hope that it helps you with scratch building tools. There's so many more that you can get, but these are the basic tools that I find handy when working. And whenever I'm working on a project or a model like that, these are the tools I'm going to have readily available for me to grab and to work on something. So I hope that's helpful. I hope you have a great week. And until next time, happy modeling.